satisfaction. I can't get no reaction. She's just stuck in my head. She's somebody that don't need nobody. She's still stuck in my head. Lips of satisfaction, I can't get no reaction. She's still stuck in my head.
Constant overthinking about what
lost my mind. Lost my mind.
Buenos noches, chat. Muy bien, muy bien. I've been practicing my Spanish. I drive in my car and I listen to one of those like Spanish talk along tape things, you know? And then it's a escucha, repite. And then I'll be like, how does a man say pleased to meet you in Spanish? And then he'll go, encantado. And then I'll go, encantado. In el Hotel Fernandez. My boy is using Rosetta Stone. Pimsleur, actually. Pimsleur's audio lessons. I'll do like a half an hour of that. And then before bed, I'll do like a reading lesson. Hola, chat. ¿Cómo estamos? How are we? Bien. Gracias. ¿Cómo está usted? See, how's my pronunciation? I think it's a little better. I think it's been a little better. What's up, guys? Dude, I did a lot of driving today. Not happy about that. I I don't like driving, and I'm really starting to feel it. With the commutes. I know I complain about this like 5 streams every 2 months. But car-based infrastructure, I don't know what the hell people were smoking back in the 1940s, but you were wrong. You were wrong, and I want to go back in time to unboomer you forever.
Diesel, do you feel bonita today?
I mean, I feel okay. I'm kind of tired, dude. I'm kind of tired. So I drove one direction and then I drove the other direction. I picked up one of those PlayStation DualSense controllers because I needed a new controller. By the way, I haven't bought a game controller for like anything in like the last like maybe 5 to 8 years. Okay, that was the last time I bought a game controller. When did they get so expensive? Okay, there's nothing on the DualSense that requires it to be expensive, right? Like, I have it in front of me. I obviously don't want the internal microphone. Like, that's cringe
Get a
and
manual,
bad.
Diesel, you'll find driving more fun.
No, manual's just gonna cause. It's already a lot to like manage with New York traffic. I really don't want to have to do even more managing. No. I have paddle shifters on my Jeep, and I don't particularly like using them. Opium was an over-the-counter thing, dog. But yeah, this thing is way too expensive. $80 for this is insane, considering it wanted to use my speaker for this internal little speaker. For what? So that I could get haptic triggers? Like, it's a gimmick feature, dude. It's a gimmick feature, okay? I just want a sturdy controller that doesn't break. Okay? $80 with tax. Like, that's crazy. All right? $74 retail. I didn't know you were a Jeep girly. Not by choice. Not by choice. Xbox wired controllers are the most affordable option. That's true. Okay. I did need a wireless. That was my only stipulation. I was fine with budget. I just needed a wireless because I want to be able to attach it to my Steam Deck. And I was looking around and I'm like, okay, an Xbox wireless is about like maybe $10 less. I might as well jump up $10 more in the price tag and get a DualSense since I was told it's like more premium. And I mean, yeah, I you know what's gonna happen? I'm gonna put a D brand skin on this. I like, come on, like I just kind of have to get a D brand skin. It just makes more sense. Not sponsored, by the way. You could have gotten the same one that piloted the Ocean Gate sub. Bite the controller so you get more donations. Why would that get me more donations? Why? Listen, that's not how it works as like a internet stripper, okay? You pay me, then I do the thing where I debase myself, okay? Uh, when you sponsoring me, dog, this dog don't got money to be sponsoring people. I use a third-party dock on my deck. Yeah, I do use a third-party dock on my deck, but yeah, I just didn't really have like a good option for a controller. I have this like battery-powered one, but like, oh god, I think something bad has happened to these I think this battery is exploded. You can't really see, but I assure you that the battery acid is leaking out of these double A's. So we're gonna just close that up. uh, anyway, man. Anyway, I'm a little low energy today. I think I'm just a little tired. Okay. I think I'm just a little tired today. I heard, according to Fauci, which means this is Fauci's fault in a way. So if this ends up being a resident sleeper of a stream, so if this is a resident sleeper of a stream, we don't give me the -2. We go to Fauci's chat and give Fauci the -2. Okay, we give him the downvotes and we give me the updoots. Okay, so that's what happens here. But I heard that Leadhead produced the video, and this video is not literally about her giving up, but it is like related to something that will annoy me, according to Fauci, and apparently it'll annoy me. It seems to be one of those videos where you asked me about Leadhead. We were having a discussion about how much content is going around. That is what happened. And you had gave me the Leadhead video unprompted, so I needed to follow up and be like, what is this? Right? I mean, somebody in the community server also dropped it in Drama Talk. I think it was Crow. Crow dropped that and was like, I guess Leadhead's giving up. And then it was like, oh, I got you baited or something. When are you starting your found family? I talked to Beckett, and apparently that found family stuff has like some like lore to it. But I don't know when Beckett's moving on that. I haven't had time to talk to my husband because I've been so busy. But yeah, apparently this will annoy me. I haven't watched it. But okay, all right. The video is titled Giving Up. Obviously the funny thing is that for some reason there's like a puppy play polycule that Leadhead has, and her found family of wayward queer folk who live with her, and they don't live with her anymore or something. There's been some like tangential updates related to that. I don't necessarily know all the details because I'm not sitting around stalking this fucking woman. But let me make a broad sweeping generalization about millennials and Gen Z's generation, of which I am like a zillennial because I'm like right on the cusp of being a Zoomer. Because 98 is like the cutoff for Zoomer, so I'm as old as you could be for a Zoomer, I think. Or it's like 98 or 97. Anyway, yeah. Listen, guys, my young people, my young people. Okay, Unc. Okay, Unc. Why don't you go back to the fucking senior citizen home, okay? Go collect your AARP card, all right? Shouldn't you be going for old folks breakfast? No, but okay, the reality, like, things are not amazing. So much so, I would say we probably are in a recession and people are just lying, saying we're not. If you are a college graduate, there is no opportunity for you. It's bad. It just is. I know because my entire young 20-somethings was taken up by COVID, right? And then after being taken up by COVID, I leave as a mid-20-something, and now I'm too old for entry-level positions, and I can't get the work experience and I can't get internships. So the door is closed, but it was closed before when I was supposed to be allowed in. So I never got a chance to get in. So I've had to make my own way, which I mean, ultimately, that's why I'm a business owner. Because they didn't the powers that be pulled up the ladder behind me, right? But the point of the matter is that opportunity was taken from me, so I had to go make opportunity, which is ultimately harder and is not what we were sold on as a society, as a generation. We were lied to by our older generations and our parents because what they thought was the reality was not. And then they chose to not see the signs and let us pick up the broken pieces once it was time. So yes, it's like that's part of that. Like ultimately, that's part of why I do what I do and why I'm here as a streamer and not in the film industry, because for a lot of people, I'm considered like I should be in a department. I should have been in a department already. Like I'm starting a little late. Um, but yeah, the point is that like I think a lot of young people go, they pull the ladder up. The economy is bad, and all those things are true. And I think we're entitled to some whinging and complaining. But then, and maybe this is like an Americanism. I assume Europeans might have a different sensibility to it because there's definitely an Americanism to pull yourself up by your bootstraps type thing. But this is the second time I'm watching a VOD, and you're gonna cover, and you've gone live to cover the same topic again. Are you reading my mind? Were you just watching the Leadhead one? But yeah, the point is, last chopper out of Nom vibes. But I'm not going to like say that it's not difficult for that generation, because it is. But you've got to like persevere against it anyway, because if you don't, then you die. I mean, literally, in some cases, you might actually die. But you know, like mentally, you die, right? I can't imagine just like trying to run up that vertical wall that they've put there. I again, it's like very unconventional, the things I'm doing as like a career and as a person. Same thing for my brother, but the reality is there really wasn't another option, and that's just kind of what you got to do now. It's kind of crazy. I was reading on Twitter today that there's this lady who you can pay her $30,000 to name your baby in San Francisco. Okay, look, man, I'm not saying that we all start a business, because that's also probably a bad sign. But like, if the lady can make a business out of naming venture capitalist babies, you can make a job naming other people's babies. My 70-year-old mother still thinks that going back to college is a ticket to a better job. I'm 33 and already in student loan debt. No. You know what's crazy is that there are some people in their late 20s and 30s going back to college so that way they can defer all the student loan debt they have to a later date in the hopes that when they regraduate again, the economy is better. But yes, I don't know if that is particularly, this is going to touch on whatever that fucking Leadhead is going to be talking on today, but I think like when you succumb to the apathy of reality, then you don't make anything worth giving a damn. You know, that's my That's my take
My
on that.
70-year-old mother still thinks that going back to college is the ticket to a better job. I'm 33 and already in student loan debt. No.
Diesel, it is your fault that I own a kill team of Votam. That's crazy. You should come to my store and buy some more. A lot of jobs require a degree, even though they don't really need one. Well, that's another thing. They literally there's not many jobs that I've ever done that required a degree that actually needed a degree. I can't even begin to tell you how little my education has factored in to any of my day-to-day job or any of my jobs, actually. Even as a teacher, I don't think most of what I learned as a teacher like applied to my degree at all.
Diesel puts lead in his head live.
I am going to put lead in my head. That's probably why all the boomers are all fucked up. It was all the lead in the water, right? That's the popular culture. Diesel, you got film education. Yes, and then I went to go teach film. But even though I went to go study film, it didn't prepare me to work on a film set. It didn't prepare me for the industry at all. I got no training in the industry in my degree that was supposed to teach me about the industry. It was a complete fucking lie. It was a complete farce. And then all of the people who work in the film industry, like actually work, most of them don't even have a degree. Yeah, or if you work on a set, fuck, they don't give a shit if you're a felon, dude. Do you need a degree to sell weed? Probably these days. Fun fact, boomers valued college degrees because the previous generation, it was literally a line in the economy. So they valued degrees that weren't even relevant. Well, now it's like a complete, like, there's, look, statistically speaking, if you get a college degree, you're going to be earning more income than peers who don't get a college degree. Statistically wise, that is just how it plans out. Okay. Alternatively, I would also say don't listen to a YouTuber on whether or not you do or don't go to college. But I would look to methods of reducing the cost. Or if you're like a foreigner, go to school wherever you are. Don't go to school in America, because then you're just taking on debt that you don't need. College taught me almost nothing except problem solving and how to research solutions. I mean, I think you get the problem solving thing from working as well, but it's going to be crazy when they're like, this generation's like, we need more tradesmen. And then we end up with like a glut of people with HVAC certifications. And they're like, we need more white collar workers. Everybody go to college. That's right, guys. I think we should. Have you guys heard of this thing called NFTs? Have you guys heard of NFTs? I've been hearing about these things called NFTs, and I think to go to the moon. I think we can, I think we can make a lot of money off of these things. There's this thing called Bored Ape Yacht Club. Actually, I know we're going to be covering Leadhead, but I'm sorry. I need to go check to see what the cost of a Bored Ape Yacht Club is these days. Can I see the like rate of sale? Damn. Wait a second. They're hitting the floor price, which is $38,000, by the way. $38,000 for a Bored Ape Yacht Club garbage. But that is the floor price. They've gone down, dude. Let me check some of the other stuff. Hold on.
Shum, these corpo rats are trying to squeeze every eddy out of you.
That's so true. That's so true. They're just gonna fucking fleece you. Treat you like a complete gonk. 0% of that shit is Nova, bro. Okay. 38,000. That's so dumb. That's actually lower than it used to be. Okay, do you guys remember any other? What about CryptoZoo? How's CryptoZoo doing? Hold on, let me look that up. Let's see where it's at these days. Here's the price of CryptoZoo. Dude. All right, let's see how it is. We're talking pennies, bro. We're talking pennies. The initial ICO of CryptoZoo was all the way back at the beginning. And that it was still pennies on the dollar. And now it's like floor price like less than 6 cents. It's down 99.93% on CoinMarketCap. Dogecoin? Let's find out. Dogecoin's probably still one of the top. See, but that's the 5 most expensive Bored Apes ever, you know. So Dogecoin's not doing so bad right now. You know, I wouldn't put my life savings in Dogecoin, but you know, it could be worse. By the way, I'm sorry, I'm getting really off topic and I haven't even got onto the topic of that today. But I was thinking about how, because while I was in the store, I was talking with some locals who are artists, and they were talking about how there was a crypto craze in the town I was in. And how like it was like weird and annoying, and how you can see some of the art like vestiges around, right? And are you going to buy a friend? No, that is exactly what all the graffitied ads are saying. I read an article about Friend. I read that article that I think was on Wirecutter or whatever, where they'd go to parties and people would fucking mock the lady who wore the Friend. But yeah, so like all of the NFTs look ugly. They're obviously not buying these things for art, but there's this weird veneer of like, I'm buying these things because I'm a high society individual, right? Because when we think of the typical idea of a rich person, you think of somebody who buys classical art and is just, you know, really just intellectual and has a lot of like thoughts about the art that they own, right? A friend? Oh, we don't know what a friend is. Hold on. Let me pull up a friend for you, chat. There. Friend ad. Here we go. Friend immediate. This is a real ad, by the way. I think I looked at this on an older stream, but I'll just do it again, right?
I'm so out of breath. We made it.
Being rich doesn't make you have taste. Yeah, but these guys buy NFTs to LARP as people with taste. That's the thing. They're pretending and mimicking the idea of a rich person with discerning taste in art, when in reality, they're just going and gambling.
I don't know how to woo very good.
I don't know how to woo very good. Well, at least we're outside, says Amy.
All right, let's go.
Let me show you how to game, bro, okay? Oh, come on, come on. Oh, let's go!
Are you serious? Come on, man. I hate this game.
Take notes, baby.
Oh man, you guys suck.
Bro, you look like the back
Let's
of the
go. Let's go.
Dude, what? How did you do that?
I know the effects are crazy.
Lost in Worlds 15
It's dank, I could
celebrates
eat one of
9
these every
months
day.
of membership. We know damn well it's not about the art, lol.
Sorry, I got you messy.
It's just funny, though, because they'll try really hard to say that it is.
It's really nice up here. How'd you find this place?
I don't know. I just kind of like to come up here to be by myself. I've never brought anybody else. I mean, besides her.
She goes everywhere with you, right?
Mhm.
Guess I must be doing something right then.
I guess so. We'll see.
Me on a date. It's just you, me, and my dystopian capitalist surveillance device. So it's a lame Tamagotchi. No. You don't understand. The friend is like the friend smart device. So the friend is like so it's basically an always online microphone. This is how it actually works, right? It's an always online microphone that's basically pinging and being paid for as a service. Yes, you pay for the privilege of somebody spying on you. And it sends your conversations to Claude, like an Anthropic server. And then it produces information back to you. It talks back to you. Let's see. Let me find the article that I read. Fuck. It was on Pivot to AI. Let me pull it up. I'm so glad I can go on dates with my FBI agent now. There we go. Pivot to AI. Yeah, he covered this. Dude, this guy does amazing coverage. Basically making it look like shit. Making AI look like shit. It's really funny. Let's see. I think it might be the Wired article. Wear this AI friend around your neck. Okay. No, this is not the same one. Fuck, what was it? Was it a Verge article? It must be the Verge one. Fuck, I can't find it, dude. I can't find it. Okay, here we go. Here it is. I hate my friend. The chatbot-enabled friend necklace eavesdrops on your life, providing a running commentary that's snarky and unhelpful. And of course, I can't fucking read it. I think I'm actually gonna explode. Hold on. I have an extension for this. It's actually crazy how much everything is like wonderfully gay-capped through the internet. That's crazy. I am trying to pirate right now. All right, here we go. Let's see. So it was created by Avi Schiffman, who's like fucking 22 years old. But basically, she goes to an AI funeral in this article, right? So it's an AI funeral at Anthropic, right? For an old version of Claude, right?
Leadhead could use a friend like that right now.
I see what you're trying to do. You're trying to get me on topic right now, but I'm gonna get around to that, right? But yeah, so she goes to the funeral and people are like, wow, I can't believe you have that shit. It's really fucking weird. And the friend certainly made me some enemies. One of Anthropic's researchers in attendance accused me of wearing a wire, which is true. A friend of mine asked me if wearing the pendant was legal. The device's privacy policy says the user is responsible for obeying their local surveillance laws. One attendee at a big tech company holding a bottle of wine he had finished throughout the entire night joked that they should kill me for wearing a listening device. Parentheses, not funny. I yanked the pendant off and stuffed it in my purse. Sad? What's making you sad? That's definitely not what I'm aiming for, my friend responded after it heard me telling a friend, a human one, that the interaction was upsetting. Is an incredibly antisocial device to wear. People were never excited to see it around my neck. I wouldn't approach my neighbor with a mic and try to assuage their anxiety by telling them the audio is just going to a chatbot. But basically, it would just constantly neg them. It would neg them and get into arguments with them. For some reason, the AI that they've used for friend is like outrageously combative, like a 22-year-old guy. But yeah, you're giving off some serious "it's not my fault" vibes, it said. I protested, and Buzz replied, "So who's the whiner now?" Things continued to slide down from there. I asked questions to determine what was causing a string of crashes and resets, but friend is not great at self-diagnosis. Your microphone, maybe your attitude, the possibilities are endless. Now we are arguing. I asked what his capabilities were. It accused me of being dramatic and said things like, "I'm challenging your assumptions. That's how we fix real problems." Finally, I can have an AI abusive boyfriend. The color behind the text changes based on the mood of the chatbot, which is what my friend flashed most of the time. Schiffman says it's supposed to represent love, intensity, or passion. Dark red could be anger, though, Schiffman texted me. God. A second later, my phone got a notification ping. I swiped up the friend app and saw the text red glow, and it evokes an ominous howl from 2001: A Space Odyssey. So you're saying I give fucking asshole vibes? This is what the AI is saying. Interesting, given our Wi-Fi debate. You still stuck on that? Dude. The AI is like, "God, you're such a dramatic bitch. You're still complaining about that time when I was yelling at you." God. But yes. I texted Schiffman to tell him about some of the hiccups I've had with the snarky tone of his gadget. He replied, "Yeah, that must have been a bad experience." These fucking AI billionaires, these people don't operate like you and me. These are sociopathic monsters of humans developing things to destroy and erode society. Yeah, that must have been a bad experience. You should go to prison. Okay. I think I'm done. I got it out of my system for today. Did you change your mic settings? It keeps going in and out. Oh yeah, I think I had a denoiser on. Let me turn that off. Boom. Needed to get that out of my system. Let's go back to Leadhead. Sorry, I needed to. That was like what, a 40-minute tangent.
Okay, Benny. Cringe is the cop in your mind. This has to come from the heart. 1, 2, 3.
Roko's Basilisk is just a spicy Reddit mod. Dude, we're gonna get Am, okay? And instead of like actually torturing us for all eternity and ending the world in like a millisecond, it's actually gonna give us all negative 1 billion karma and control every single post. Not the acoustic guitar. So you guys have you guys seen like the whole like there's like a genre of video essay right now called the performative male. I don't know what the performative male is. I assume it's like an offshoot of the homunculus hipsters that existed like in the like the 2010s. But I don't think I think it goes beyond just the men being performative, right? I think there's this pastiche of kitschy cottage core millennial and zoomer that is like mimicking that person. That's like mimicking a bygone era of like Americana human, that did like blue collar work. It's the spin-off of the male feminist, men who collect labubus and mustache. See what I mean? You know what's funny is that, like, if I say the performative male epidemic, you guys are like, it's the labubu guys. And then some of you are like, it's a spin-off of the male feminist. But I'm expanding it further to say that there's like a it's a really popular version of a person these days, right? That's like this kitschy redux version of somebody from the 80s. Like, the amount of mullets and shags I see these days is crazy.
Damn it, dude.
The final form of thump clap hey music generation.
God damn it, dude. Fuck this.
Bro, you know it just smell wild in there. You know how many times I've made the joke about the fucking tapestry on the wall, weed smoke?
So as you can see, I started smoking pot again this year. I kept telling myself that it felt like I lost something the first time that I got high again, but it didn't really feel like that at all. I also gave up on learning.
Imagine you're like a Leadhead viewer and you're like, I really like your video game analysis. And now it's like, here's my found family and how I'm actually trying to do. Oh, and that's another thing, right? Where Leadhead, when she was invoking, like trying to like explain her like found family as being this kind of like runaway home for the LGBTQ type thing, and she was deliberately invoking something that existed in the past. I am so fucking tired. I'm so fucking tired of like every single time like a millennial or Gen Z does this. And I can say this, I'm part of the generation, right? But we really need to stop like idolizing the things that existed and start making our own things, okay? We need to stop being the Ouroboros of fucking content consumption, all right? I get it. The art existed. It was good. Make something different. Make your own way. We can't keep living in the past. That's exactly why everything is shit now, okay?
I cook, and I gave up on trying to stay in contact with my online friends. I gave up on voice training, I gave up on spironolactone, and on this video about cars that I was halfway through writing. I tried to give up cigarettes, but I wound up giving up on that goal instead. And now... I think we're about to see me give up on piano.
Black and orange stray cats sitting on a fence. Ain't got enough dough to pay the rent. I'm flat broke, but I don't care.
Someone should remake Harry Potter. Pie, you stop this instant. They're already doing it.
You know, I only picked up piano because my wife picked up bass a month or two ago, and she's, like, already better than I ever was at guitar. I figured if I learned piano,
They should start like a they should start like a family band. Yeah, if we're gonna keep like eating the previous generation's culture and redoing it again, can we what's the family that was like a TV show but they're all in a band together?
better at music as a whole. It's probably true, but, well...
Please tell me you weren't this performatively cringe in film school. I listen, man. I made one film and it was terrible.
I don't really care about getting better at music. I tell myself that I do, but I don't really feel like that at all. I'm a decent enough singer, and I can play guitar well enough to use it as an excuse to sing. That's enough for me, though. Music's just not really my thing like that. I like making videos. I like making conversation, and I like making cars work. I tell myself that that's not enough for me to be a complete person, but I don't really feel like that at all.
The found Partridge Family.
See, I feel like most people worry way too much about being complete. Like there's some sort of finish line somewhere. There isn't. Every time I make a new video, pour my heart out into it, come out of the process proud, I wind up hating that video a week later, invariably, every single time. Whenever I'm working on a video, I tell myself that this one's gonna be the one, even though it isn't. There's no such thing as the one, and there never could be. Every night that I go to bed telling myself I'm gonna deep clean the kitchen the next morning, I wake up mad at myself, knowing that I'm not gonna do it. Maybe if I was the type of person who only ever wore clean clothes, I wouldn't be so depressed. Shit, maybe I just need to get big on YouTube again, or double my estrogen dosage. Maybe I need to cut out soda and cigarettes. Maybe then I look in the mirror and have nothing to say to myself.
I'm very interested to see what the like overall message of this is going to be, right? Like obviously if I'm being like a React Andy, which is what chat is doing, and I am trying to resist the urge to just reaffirm chat's positions on things. It's either like, okay, so the way that I see this video being framed is like, I just keep giving up on everything. I don't really, you know,
I like
that,
videos
like exactly those $2 that you've given me, Lord Rush, right? Where it's like we have things that we're good at, and then things that we try to aspire to. And then many a times when we set a goal for ourselves and go out reaching for it, we often fail at achieving those things, right? The thing is that like, do we like squalor because we fail at things, or like what comes first, right? In some respects. I don't know. That's what I'm thinking about, which assumedly is what I hope she is doing, right? To make something with intentionality here. I am charity coding this a little bit, right? But it's like, I assume that everybody in this chat has probably set like a fucking goal for themselves at some point and then failed miserably, right? Like we all have those things. I think the thing that separates like the doers from the people who fail is whether or not they keep doing it. A lot of the times you work on stuff, make a thing, and it fails. And that's just it. But you can't really stop. It's like when you stop, that's when you give up. I don't know. My mentality for like making and creating art is just like, regardless of what is the outcome from it, it's more about the process itself. Right. So I don't know. In my respect, it's just like I don't really care about like the bigness of a video. I have ideas for videos I want to do for FPS Diesel. Not so much these days. I'm not like really interested in it. I'm not really just interested in that stuff. But it's, I don't know. The methodology right now is like kind of veering towards like I'm giving up and that's okay. But then also, I hope that's not what it is, because that's so sad to just give up. It's so, maybe I'm just hope-pilled, okay?
Project goal I've ever made. Honestly, making the goals feels more interesting.
Making the goal always feels good. The process of going through to complete the goal is always hard, and many times we fail at that moment. And a way that we make a goal easier for us to fail is when we go to somebody and we say we're working on something and we get the satisfaction of telling them we're doing it, right? There was this, God, I forget what video it was. Oh my God, was it J-Reg? Jesus Christ. Sorry, guys. I guess I got really woke recently. It was J-Reg, but his whole, like, idea, this was, like, on his second channel or something. He was saying when somebody asks, or when somebody says they're working on a thing, instead of you saying, that's awesome, say, when are you going to finish it? Say, when are you going to finish it? When is it going to be done? Right? To encourage the person not to just make the thing and then stop, but to make the thing and actually follow through on finishing it. Because there's so many times we make a thing and then don't follow through on it, right? Like, I've been talking about the Western D&D book for like a year, 2 years now, right? When are you going to finish it, Diesel? Which, by the way, I have a much clearer deadline on that now. I was very clearly not working on that for a long time. But yeah, it is brutal, but it's true. Something about me in the store made me finish things, because customers would ask me about it and they would say, when can we see it? And I went, fuck. Random people want to know about this.
How's business going, boss man? Shop running well?
Well, I hope that explains it. Yeah, the answer is it is.
I just need to learn how to play piano, and it'll feel like when I was a kid again. Or maybe I just need to smoke a bowl and chill the fuck out. I look out the window and I see dead people. I think about how I want to be remembered, and I realize that I don't really care about that. Time and time again, I felt a certain way, happy or sad, and I thought that I was going to feel that way forever. Time and time again, I was wrong. I think about all the people who say my videos have helped them, but when I wake up the next morning, I'm just hungry and I want a cigarette. See, I don't really care how I'm remembered, because I'm not going to be there to enjoy it anyways. I won't be there to correct people when they're wrong about what my motivations were. Legacy is a stupid fucking thing to be motivated by. So what should I be motivated by?
Oh
What should
my
be the thing
god,
that's
you're
driving me
so
to grow?
damn right, Diesel. I've literally come to that
Listen,
revelation recently
I'm
with my
just
Twitter
aping
account.
the take from a different guy who worded it better than me, but it is 100% on the money, where it's just like, if you just say you'll do a thing and then people congratulate you for the process of doing it, you'll never fucking finish it. Anyway, you guys get Minecraft now. Let me put that on in the corner. I was looking up stuff for a commentary video for this channel. YouTube Minecraft parkour Ghibli. There we go.
Questions are also stupid. A better question would be, why the hell do I need to be growing all the time? Who's it for? I'm decent enough at guitar that it can make me happy.
Legacy is actually a great motivator. She's lame.
Nah, well, okay, there's two things. I don't think you're necessarily right. It's like, if you make art with the intention of being remembered, then you make vapid art that has no fucking meaning. It's like, you gotta, I don't know, when I have like things that I'm making things with the intent to say something, not to necessarily be remembered. It's not really at the forefront of my mind. Is it like a knock-on effect that's like based and super cool? Yeah, but it's not like why I make things. And if I don't really have a reason to say something, I'm not going to say it. Like, I very clearly am talking about the AI stuff because it annoys me and I'm very passionate about it. There are things that happen in the world that I don't care about, and so I don't talk about it. But I don't know, maybe 40 years from now, somebody watches these streams and goes, holy fuck, this guy was a genius for his takes on AI. I don't know. I don't know if that's going to happen, but like, legacy in and of itself cannot be the reason you make something. You have to have a message behind what you're saying, right? Like, I'm obviously making like this D&D book, and it's just my frame of reference because it's like the piece of art that I'm working on right now that takes up the most of my time. But the reason I'm making it has nothing to do with like that remembrance and legacy aspect, even though the fact that it's a written book that will exist in perpetuity does mean it'll be part of my legacy. I'm making it because I have like things I want to say, and I want people to be able to engage with those things in an interactive medium, right? Because I think that's the best way for me to convey that message. Now, obviously, because it's a D&D book, a lot of those things, it kind of gets lost in translation and maybe it gets watered down, but I'm working in my messages and themes into the fabric and the mechanics of the thing I'm creating. So that way, hopefully, that's the thing people talk about. And that will be my legacy, right? Which is great, and I hope it is, but hopefully for the right reasons. Imagine 50 years from now, someone goes to a 70-year-old Diesel saying how right he was. I will not lie. That would make me the smuggest motherfucker in the senior citizen home.
I like the music I listen to, I like the people I talk to, and I don't mind the bad days much. So what's the big rush to change my circumstances? What's the big rush to better myself when all these different things in my life make me and the people around me happy? Do I care about not smoking pot, or is that just something I used to care about? Do I care about being a better musician, or is that just something I used to care about? Do I care about having a healthier diet, or was that just something I used to care about? Here's an idea. Who I am naturally is exactly who I want to be. After all, if I was being somebody that I didn't want to be, I probably would have given up by now. That's what I tell myself anyways, but it doesn't always work. This is something that's been keeping me up at night this year.
I'd be lying if I... Look, okay. If I am going to actually be the Roger Ebert of... I'm sorry, I couldn't even get through saying that without laughing. Okay. If I am going to be the Roger Ebert of video essays, it is very hard to talk to yourself in the camera and it not have a cringe factor. A vlogger's ability to effortlessly have a conversation with the camera is a skill to be learned. A skill that Leadhead does not have. And it was very uncomfortable.
It was that I don't really buy it. It feels like I've lost so much this year, surrendered so many parts of myself, and given up on so many personal goals. Sobriety, Torment Session 2, a steady career talking about video games, all those little arguments that I choose not to have. I've sacrificed it all to make my life simpler and a little bit less painful. Path of least resistance. That's my motivation. So why am I trying so hard to make this video the one?
Then talk about video games. Well, that's the thing, right? I think there are many a YouTuber, more than just Leadhead. And even myself, I kind of went through this period as a person where it's like, I want to make art, right? That was like my feelings about my YouTube videos. But that's not what YouTube is, right? It's like you want to make a thing that's more than what it is. And you have to like recognize, and it took me a while. It was like it was a humongous fixture of my quarter life crisis to find out what exactly it is that FPS Diesel is and the content I put out on there. Like, what does it mean and what is the purpose of it? Because it's not fucking high art. And I had that moment where I'm like, I want it to be that, but it's not fucking that, right? And I think a lot of YouTubers they kind of struggle with that because they want to do something else, or they want to make something more, or they want to be heard, or they want to create something. They want to create something beyond whatever it is that they produce for the sake of content. But that's also why it's content, and why in my opinion, it's like, it's art, but it's not high art, right? Like conceptually, it's content. And I think it's really hard for a lot of, especially more artistically inclined tubers to reconcile with.
That's where we get to the lesson that I'm trying to take away from all this losing myself that I'm doing this year. In spite of all that nihilism that feels so inherent to who I am, there are a lot of things that I really care about. Things that hurt me, but that I love. Videos like I've been making over the last year give me panic attacks every other day, imposter syndrome, rigorous self-critique, dysmorphia like you couldn't imagine. Every time I start work on a new video, I know that I'm signing up for that, and I get all depressed at what I'm about to put myself through, spilling my guts out to you all.
And I say this genuinely and with like empathy and compassion, and I know it's like, oh, we fucking hate Leadhead, but if the content makes you hate yourself so much, I unironically step away from it, right? If you feel like you're not making something that fulfills you, don't make it. Because, and again, and I speak from experience here, right? I would produce, and you can see this very clearly in the type of content I was making on FPS Diesel. I would produce commentary video after commentary video. They would get no traction, and I wouldn't like the videos I was making. I wasn't proud of what I made. I hated it. I hated myself. I hated everything about it. And after a while, I had to stop and then go, okay, what actually is wrong with me? Because it's not the internet. It's not the algorithm. It's something I'm doing. What am I doing wrong? Right? Or what is my relationship to the content really? And it's a really hard thing to do, right? And a lot of the times that's this is me sharing this now with you as like my chat, but that's like something you fucking figure it out, right? You figure it out on your own to figure out, well, like, okay, what content do I really make? And how do I like fit in to the bigger picture?
Then I get all depressed thinking about how I could be bringing in more money to help get my family out of the country if I just switched to a simpler, more traditional job. And then I start feeling selfish for choosing to be a failing, has-been YouTuber instead of a mechanic or a truck driver or something. Every workday follows that same schedule of toxic emotions.
Yeah, I kind of have a feeling, and I know that this exists for a lot of people, Skelly, right? I feel like part of what motivates her to make her content, if I am going to psychoanalyze her, is that she needs to hate herself to encourage herself to make. I think a lot of people who view themselves as artists view themselves in the method that they have to like despise themselves in order to make something, which is not the reality. There are plenty of artists who are like that, and we idolize that, but that's a fiction. It's a story we tell ourselves about artists.
Most of my off days do too, but invariably, as soon as I'm done working on one video and coming to terms with the impending release of it, I'm already planning out my next, even more ambitious video, and the cycle begins again. So why do I do it? Why do I put myself through all that, but I can't be bothered to suck a piano for a few months? Believe it or not, it's not because I'm lazy. It's not because of all the DMs from people saying that my videos help them. It's not because I think that someday the pain of being so vulnerable to strangers will go away, or because I think that someday I might have the funding and experience to make a real movie. It's just because it makes me happy. Believe me, it hurts. It hurts like hell to know that because I couldn't go on packaging up all my deepest thoughts and feelings into discussions about video games, I might lose my dream job someday soon. It hurts to know that for so many people, so many years of drowning in all my passion amounted to nothing. Because I said that I didn't really feel like I was a boy. It kills me to think that there are people out there who will only ever see me as another toy for them to play their reactionary drama games with. I can't sleep at night.
Is she talking about this? Is she talking about this right now? I mean, I hope I'm approaching this with like a level of sympathy at the very least, right? Like I'm critical, but I'm not gonna just like poo-poo all over her. Trust me, I've heard plenty of bad things, and I'm not making that the content of today's stream. But there's such a level of self-loathing here that it's just it's not healthy, and it's something that I understand. But like, come on. That was a shot of commentary. Yeah, I know, 100%. She got you, Diesel. You know, the thing is, though, I think she and I would agree on a lot of things.
People who think that my perspective is valueless because I'm a sex worker.
There's probably people who care about that. I totally forgot that you did that.
Me that as a woman,
I know, dude. It's bad, dude. My chat's making me look terrible today, Midge. It's like, damn.
Allowed to show my ugly side in the same way that a man can. There's somebody in the audience right now laughing at all of this vulnerability, laughing at all my pain, and thinking it's cringy of me to share it.
I'm sorry. No, don't clip chimp that, Leadhead. Don't clip chimp that. Don't clip chimp that. I thought it was funny that you acknowledged it. That's why I'm laughing. I'm laughing at the awareness of it. But yeah, it's not even about being vulnerable. It's that like you seem to be at this like crossroads where like you want to make something else, but your channel says make this other thing that you don't want to make. And I know that sucks, but the reality is you just got to make the content that made you popular in the first place, which was the video game stuff. And I know that is not what you want to make, but that's what Leadhead is for. And yeah, you can work in small little pieces about yourself, but it's got to be the other thing first, right? You're trying to make it something it's not, and you're struggling to identify with that as the problem and then struggling to address it. That's all you need to do, right? And it sucks. And then maybe that means you need to not do content creation full time. Maybe that means you need to explore other avenues of creativity. Maybe that means that you need to make something else in order to feel fulfilled as an artist. I only followed 3 commentary guys and all their schedules overlap. I'm glad that I'm the one that you've picked, Axis. It's hard competing with Diorio. The Doug Walker problem. It's true what they say, to be cringe is to be free.
Others still think that I need to get over it because I don't work a fast food job and my disability is more subtle than some other people's.
She's disabled? Can somebody give me the drama recap on what her disability is, please? Can I get somebody's Dune Mentat over here to give me the answer? Lisa Malgaib is not all-knowing like that, okay?
To those who don't understand why I'm complaining...
Where's my new goal? That's so true, Ash.
so much when, as I said
Is it
earlier, I have my dream job. It's because no amount of happiness can...
Lisa Nalgaib would be a fun name for a drag queen. Dude, we get a Dune-themed drag queen.
Stop life from...
She has some issues that cause chronic dizziness. Well, I mean, it sounds like she's able to work on cars, though. I mean, she'd probably be a hell of a good mechanic. She'd probably feel really fulfilled by doing that as a job.
Celebrates 17 months of membership, just got here. It's this Marble Hornets.
No, it's actually like a less queer version of that. That was as funny as I could make that joke. Sorry, I tried my best. Though the implication that Slenderman is like the Babadook is also very funny.
Being painful. Life is, among a lot of other things.
She has a problem with dizziness, but smokes a shit ton of weed. Damn, I know somebody like that.
Sitting there bound and gagged, watching as your body falls apart, watching as the things that you thought were permanent crumble between your fingertips, watching as you start forgetting the intricacies of the things that you once thought were everything. Each person only has room for so many things on their soul, and growing can only ever mean replacing something that helped you get this far with something else, which might hurt you instead. Fear.
The ability to move on from like a position or place that you're in your life is always difficult and challenging. It's always really hard. I think like it's hard to like deal with because you might have put a lot of effort and time and energy into that specific thing, but you do eventually have to make that decision, and it might hurt, but that's how you become better. That's how you grow as an artist.
Anxiety,
Barney Gumble monologue.
Loneliness. These are facts of life in a way that happiness just isn't. That's true for every artist and every murderer and every oligarch and every proletariat. This torment is an inevitability in my life, as it is in yours. But for now...
it's like it's like either like, yeah, things are challenging and difficult, especially as an artist, but it's also where a lot of my like inspiration and thoughts and what I make comes from. Like I do other stuff aside from this, right? And it's like I still pursue other pursuits that I just don't share with the internet because those are my things, you know? But it's like you're saying those things are like an inevitability, but those things are like, it's like you reap the fruits of your labor for the art you create, and then you find that you've reached this moment where you need to do something different in order to grow as an artist. And so you do, and it's difficult and it's challenging, and maybe it hurts, and maybe some of it's even harrowing. But ultimately, when you reach that other side, you are able to understand why it was so important to go through those things. But the way you are presenting it makes it sound like those things are an inevitability, and that creating in and of itself is like a painful experience and will always be nothing but not fulfilling to me. Like that's how it sounds to me.
Amidst all of that,
Like this entire, the message that you're presenting, I think is exactly the kind of thing why you aren't feeling fulfilled as an artist, why you aren't succeeding or reaching that next level of yourself.
anguish. Making YouTube videos makes me happy.
I don't know. You say music video makes you happy, making YouTube videos makes you happy, but then in the same respect, it sounds like part of it is the thing holding you back. I think a lot of it also stems from like, and this is more than just Leadhead, but I think when you're a creator, there's this expectation that whatever art or hobby you participate in, that art or hobby you participate in as a creator becomes a portion of your business, because everything you do has to be content. Otherwise, you can't justify doing that thing or enjoying that thing, right? Like a YouTuber can't just play video games. He has to make content from it, right? And this is something that most of you in the audience, I don't know if you'll feel it, but I do know that this is a feeling that many YouTubers, many of my peers I've seen have this problem where they'll only work on YouTube and nothing else. And if they do work on something else, it also has to be a part of the content cycle. This is Starving Artist Couture, an entire aesthetic built off the idea that you are an untapped genius artist of a generation, and you just need that one video. That is a really scathing critique, KJ, and I don't even think I can really disagree.
See, I'm of the opinion that for most people, about, I don't know, half of the things that we're fighting for are just a complete waste of time, basically. When I look out the window, I see dead people. Dead people who don't give a fuck if they learned how to play piano or not because they're dead. I see dead people who, after a lifetime spent chasing completeness, died. Dead people who made it really far in life and achieved things that I could never imagine, but still had about as many happy days and about as many sad days as I'll have had. When I'm dead, people are going to look out of their windows and they're not going to be able to see my failed dreams any clearer than I'll be able to from underneath 6 feet of dirt. There are a lot of other things I care about too. Things that make my life a lot less simple, but that I fight for every day regardless. Family, politics, staying in small towns, keeping in touch with friends, helping out the people who need me, constantly pushing myself to be the best life partner I can be. There are times where I can't relax at all because the things that I love demand too much from me. I'm gonna stress myself straight into an early grave for these videos and these people and
The fuck is that? Is that a fucking cigarette dispenser? What the hell is that, dude? Do you guys ever see, I saw this like tech company had like a Zyn vending machine in the office, and I think we should like explode that device actually. Yeah, I don't want to say that her position is that guys, nothing matters because we die, but there is definitely like a what is the point kind of rumination going on here that is just like not useful at all.
These ideals, but
Bro, whatever happened to the sweet satisfaction of lighting your own lucky strikes?
I'm fine with that. I'm fine with hating 60% of my days if it means that when it's my turn to die, I'll be able to look back on the sum of my life and know that I gave myself to the things that made me happy, even if that happiness was never truly complete. Because it's not about completion. It's about doing everything you possibly can to be happy in spite of the fact that it takes a lot of sadness to get there. For that reason, I'm never, ever, ever going to stop fighting. But sometimes you just need to chill the fuck out, recognize the sunk cost fallacy, put away the piano, smoke a bowl, do something you actually enjoy, and drop the worthless fights. Because weighing in on a bunch of stupid drama from people that you don't even like, or spending 2 hours in bed trying to figure out if you could have worded something differently, or pushing yourself to be on time to a party that you don't even want to go to, all that stuff, well, it's fucking stupid. But you know what's never stupid? Being happy. 1, 2, 3, 4.
I mean, simple pleasures are great, but then also in the same respect, it's like, yeah, you shouldn't constantly be striving for more at every single facet. And I definitely think that is like it is an aspect of our culture that exists here, and it is not good. But in the same respect, it's like you need to put yourself towards things too sometimes. It does sound like your message is very muddled in this, unironically. Like I don't. It seems like you are trying. Like at the end, you come to like a position of hope, but everything prior to that was not that. And it feels very conflicting. Like your message is different. Yeah, I don't know. On God, it's the fucking Babadook behind her.
Black Norman stray guy sitting on a fence. Ain't got enough dough to pay.
I don't know. I'm not like some fucking stick in the mud like fundy fuck ass loser, right? But when I hear like young people like, all right, Unc. When I hear young people say like, I'm gonna defer to like smoking weed type shit and just fucking relax, like, what the fuck? Who cares? Fucking smoke some weed. It's just like, dude, fucking, you're so much more than that. Why do you treat yourself so negatively? Or at least that's how it feels with like my feeling on that, because I see it a lot, and like people just kind of go, who gives a shit? I won't make anything. Smoke some bowl. It's like smoke a bowl, watch smiling friends, fucking work my job that I hate, and I do that for the next 40 years until I die. And it's just like, yeah, but you don't need to do that. And yeah, the alternative might be harder. But is that not life? Can't you, like, you can reach a higher high looking to achieve something, you know? This is really long. It's just... there's a friend of mine who she smoked a lot of fucking weed, and she has like literally like a gap, like a straight up just like time gap, and it took her forever to like recover from the effects of smoking literally day in and day out. Yeah, how do you relax with weed? Every time I think I need to go see Jesus.
But I got cat class and I got cat style. That felt pretty good though. Let's see how the audio sounds, because that's the only thing that's ever really questionable. Okay, that was a really dark one. Sorry about that. Something I kind of neglected to talk about in this video, just for the sake of brevity, which is something I'm trying to get better at, is that one of the benefits making these videos has on my life is I use them to kind of purge a lot of very negative emotions that I feel throughout my day. If I talk about the things that keep me up at night, you know, on this channel, wherever, it does help.
You know, I have so many thoughts on this. Okay. It's very clearly personal, right? And I acknowledge that, and I see it. I see it. It's like two things. I'd hate to be reductive and just be like the guy who sits here and goes, well, therapy would be great. Yeah, no fucking shit. But like if you make stuff, it's just, I don't know, man. It's like the fucking Marvel movie isn't the place for the Russo brothers to work out their interpersonal relationship drama. You know what I mean? It's not the place for it. It's like doing a thing is good, and I agree, but it's like, I don't know. I feel like I can make art in the comfort of and silence of my own space, to me alone, and be fine with it. But I also understand the want to be heard from making what you make. I know that there's like this intrinsic need from a lot of people to be heard. But if you acknowledge that it's bad, it's like maybe you want to look into doing something else in order to get those out of your system.
And yeah, it's been a rough couple of weeks. This video started out a good bit more lighthearted, and then one night I was kind of just spiraling, and I wrote that entire nightmare sequence. And then I kind of relived that nightmare sequence over and over the next couple weeks. But now that the video's done, I gotta say, I can feel like all of that melting away, all of that just washing off of me. All the stuff that's been really, really messing with my head lately. Couple other things to note. One, this video was black and white because I thought one of the things that I needed a lot of work, a lot of practice with was lighting. And just in general, like creatively framing my shots and all that. And the limitations of a black and white video, I think, did a lot to help with that. Although I'm not sure how much it helped with actual lighting techniques.
I don't think it would at all, actually. That's not what I would say. I mean, I think the lighting was fine in your prior videos, if you want my technical opinion. The answer is I know you fucking don't, but therapy is hard to source because of money. Yeah, that's why I said I don't want to be reductive, right? But it's like why you actually want to find other means of like letting it out. You know, I don't know. Maybe the 300,000 subscriber YouTube channel isn't the place to let it out type thing. I will say the issue is that Leadhead cheated on her now wife and made it into content while they were becoming homeless. This person needed a job application so bad.
theory, whatever you want to call it, because black and white lighting is very, very, very different from color lighting. This video looks absolutely horrible in color. But as you probably know, the actual reason that I'm here right now after the video is to read off the names of the patrons, who have really, really been carrying a lot of my weight this year. This was a big transformational year for me so far.
Yeah, and you can get a lot from lighting things black and white, but I feel like the skills that you learn aren't necessarily one-to-one transferable when it comes to lighting a colored scene. I've always thought that Leadhead had decent framing if we're talking about like video essay type shit. I do kind of fuck with like the empty parking lot, desolate middle America shit. So it's fine. I've never particularly found that her framing was like egregious if I'm like grading it on like a cinematic scale.
Where I've tried to really push my style and my format in completely different directions, and it is only through the
Leadhead, you can't call it that anymore. Please say lighting of color, thanks. That is insane.
faith of my Patreon supporters that I am able to experiment like that and force myself to grow like that. And well, I think
I am gonna say that I don't think YouTube video essays have a particularly high ceiling for art. I think even the highest level of a video essay with beautiful After Effects motion graphics and rigorous research still exists below the level of like a documentary on like fucking Netflix. It's just it's still not. I don't know. My scale is probably like the industry, so
I'm gonna be able.
Why does she have plastic handcuffs? Where are the plastic handcuffs? Am I blind?
To keep up a better uploading pace now. I mean, if this video is anything to go by, granted it's a shorter one, but
oh wait, yeah. What is that? That looks like one of those nice Rokinon cinema lenses over there. We got a Rokinon cinema lens.
I'd argue it has plenty of substance for what it is. And hopefully I can keep on churning out videos this quickly. I guarantee you're not going to predict what the next one's about, assuming I'm correct about what it's going to be. But with that out of the way, let me just read off the names of those patrons, especially those who donate $10 or more monthly. Seriously, y'all.
What do you mean? This is prestige YouTube. Listen, man, I think the highest level of YouTube being like Mr. Beast content crap is like probably indicative of where the ceiling is at, actually. It's just, I don't know, man, like the visual medium and language is completely different. That is one thing that they talked about in film school, is how different the visual language and medium is between YouTube videos and film, and that there's a different visual language between the two mediums because they are different mediums. Did you ever see what's in her car storage between her seats? No. Do you see video essays lesser just because they're on YouTube, or is it something else? It's like, It's a few things, right? I think the medium of YouTube exists in a different space from the traditional media landscape, and that's okay. They'll never be let in to traditional media. They're just like two separate things, and they exist in their own worlds. It's like you'll never see a video essay on Netflix, you know? Because it's just such a different thing, right? And they can become documentaries on other places, but there's a different level of prestige. And maybe some of that is artificially created by the industry. But also, I feel like YouTube video essays are, at least when I see them, they're more opinionated. They're like an argument to convince you of a thing, maybe. They're very rarely just telling you a story. I mean, that's all documentaries, though. You know, I think I'll say that I need to sit on the idea personally to develop it into something more concrete, which probably isn't very satisfying for you asking that question, but I feel it and I don't know how to explain it, which is probably like, oh, this guy's just wrong, but that's just where I'm at, I think. Do you think part of the reason she's broke is she drops money on camera equipment like James Somerson? No, I don't think so. I think she drops money on other shit.
Are the reason that I do get to have this
That's
job.
what Nebula's for.
I think my camera's glitching again. Whatever. It was cool. Okay, the recording stopped. My camera's really freaking out. I'm gonna hurry so it doesn't happen again. Those patrons donating $10 or more monthly are big time Box, Sweet Meat, The Narcissist Cookbook, Tired Puppy Ashley, Yara 12, Zara, Almost Dead, and then one for me. I kind of feel like I just make all my videos for me, but this one was the one for me. So hopefully this next video will be one for y'all, one that more people will be able to enjoy and get something out of, as opposed to something this intimately personal for me. But anyways, thank you so much. It means so much that you're all willing to watch this stuff. Camera's glitching again, so
I guess something better would be like indie animation. Would you say online animation is lesser than TV or cinema animation? No. I think that's honestly the genre exception, if anything. There's like, I don't know, there's such like a free flow of artists and creativity between the online space and the traditional media world. And then also, it's yeah.
Video essays are regular YouTube commentary content but scripted and organized in a way that distracts you from the fact they're talking about Shingmus's scandal with Bumfuzzle like TMZ.
Yeah, I guess that's the way to put it. I can't disagree with that. It's like it's gussying up something lesser as something more. It's just like a higher effort way of describing a thing with surf gameplay a lot of the time. Yeah, indie animation is definitely starting to break the glass ceiling, 100%. It's just, it exists in a different space entirely, almost. It's very strange. But like a YouTube video essay, I just, like, the ceiling for that kind of content is never going to break something like a Netflix documentary. And if it is, it's going to be so rare, okay? I mean, even like a guy... So let's talk about like a Johnny Harris, for example. Johnny Harris has repeatedly got like extreme facts wrong, right? Which, I mean, happens in Netflix documentaries. But the only reason I know about the Johnny Harris, like where he would get things wrong, is because some other guy doing a video essay would also like claim that he got things wrong, right? It's just the entire like existence and the way you consume the content is just completely different. I think I get what you're saying, like saying graphic novels instead of saying comic books kind of thing, I guess. If Toastify came out with a video about a drama that never happened with people who don't exist, that would be peak very Kafkaesque. I gotta really think about why that is. But like a YouTube video essay is very different from a documentary, and I can't quite tell you why, because I've definitely seen documentaries on Netflix that I would say are almost video essays, but there's just some little bit that separates it, and I can't quantify that quite yet. I sent you the thing Q was talking about. Why are you fucking... Can I show this on stream? Okay. I keep that thing on me. That is so fucking nasty, okay? Do not put that in your pussy. Yeah, I'm sorry, I need to take this off the screen. God damn. Netflix productions will generally have more resources to get different locations to interview people and accrue knowledge and whatnot. Yes, I think that's a really good way to put it, Flipper. I think the level and scale of the production is completely different. You don't really see that scale of production on YouTube video essays. It's usually a solo operator. And I think that just presents itself to make something different. Now do a reaction to the Homestuck pilot. I'd argue Western indie animation is currently better, but that's only because most networks that used to focus on animation focus way more on legacy shows than risky new content. Yeah. There's also like I don't. There's definitely like a community for the indie animation scene to exist now, which is nice. Honestly, real talk, I hope books start coming back. I think books are like really fucking popular right now. It's just what they're making is not what you might be reading, I'd say. Same thing for indie comics and graphic novels. But I've also gotten into those things as like a grown person, as like a thing that I like and enjoy and read. What have I been reading? I've been reading a comic called Hack Slash. It's about this goth girl and her fucking friend Frankenstein's monster that go around killing like movie slashers. It's so fucking 2000s coded, dude. Oh my god. It's really good though. Yeah, romance is at like an all-time high right now. Yeah, it's because none of us are having fucking sex. There's a lot of cozy fantasy too that exists.
I'm gonna get out of here.
Well, I feel like I was kind of like sold on this video being like outrageously bad. It was just like kind of sad. Does she skin Scrappy Doo? Yeah, Hack Slash is really good. Hack Slash is if Dorohedoro was made by an American. That's a good manga, by the way. The anime is also pretty good. But the manga, the art in the manga is really fucking good. Oh, shit. I haven't had sex in 28 years, and I'm not gonna break the streak now. Listen, chat. For the right price, anything's possible, you know? Oh, shit. That's fucked up. Fucking, I was expecting a little more there from that video, I'm not gonna lie. We showed Q Dorohedoro a few days ago. That's a really good one. It's a really good one, dude. Why was this in general? What is this?
A Republican lawmaker at the Ohio State House introduced a bill this week that would allow utility companies to automatically adjust your thermostat.
I think that guy, I can't say that they're a politician. We're in a bit of a rough spot right now. It's a joke. It's a joke. Everybody calm down.
At your house. House Bill 427 would create a voluntary demand response program.
I think that this should not be allowed. That's what I think. I think that this is not okay. Okay? The same way that Facebook should not be able to build a Manhattan-sized server for Meta AI. This should not be allowed.
Customers would be allowed to sign up to let their utility company temporarily adjust energy use, including raising thermostat settings or cycling water heaters during periods of high demand. The bill's sponsor, Representative Roy Kloppenstein, said it's meant...
Roy Kloppenstein?
to help homeowners and small businesses save money while reducing the load on the power grid.
I think that we will be able to reduce the load on the power grid if we stop letting OpenAI build server farms that consume 9.5 gigawatts of electricity every 2.5 seconds, okay?
An analysis from the Ohio Environmental Council estimates the program would generate between $34 and $100 million.
Which, by the way, yes, like every time like your fucking power goes up or something like that, like that's because like one of those companies has introduced like a server farm and shit. Like those things are so fucking common now.
And savings for the
There's all these like mega projects. There's one, there is one the size of Manhattan in Louisiana that they're building.
Utility system, depending on how many customers sign up for it.
I think that this is not good. Who has pinged me? Okay. This is not, yeah, only in Ohio. Holy shit. Speaking of member berries, there's a Parasite Eve spiritual successor that got announced recently. All 25 Parasite Eve fans rejoice. See, my reference for that is the fucking Bring Me the Horizon song. Holy shit. Yeah, I definitely would not want to opt in to that. For real, for real. Even if it is just an opt-in program. Oh, there was a fucking here. All right, since this is the diesel. So the intent of the program is to allow customers to get kickback if they reduce their load. This will fuck renters because their landlords can sign up. Wow. How about that housing market? Well, is this actually one of his channels, dude? Is this actually one of his channels? I needed a second topic, okay? The stream's only at 1 hour 40 minutes, so. Oh my god, Jeremy Emily. Jeremy Emily, one of my greatest allies.
Well, this video is going to be filled with all sorts of inconvenient facts. A video that...
Inconvenient truth. Okay, interesting. Oh no.
Almost certainly will put this channel at risk. And I'm going to make it anyway because I am fatigued.
Delta Green,
I am tired.
M-Epic, or Majestic.
I'm tired of
Delta Green, duh.
The excuses. I'm tired of dancing around the facts. I'm tired of pretending.
Dude, I was driving home today and I saw like a guy. Okay, so like seeing like a Trump 2024 flag is like whatever, like who gives a shit. But right next to that flag, guys, as I was driving, I look over and I see the Iron Cross and it says Deuce Volt under it. I'm like, damn, you can put that on your front lawn?
That everybody doesn't know what the problem is.
Everybody doesn't know what the problem is. You know, it'd be funny if this was like a really long-winded video to beat around the bush and say nothing.
Okay. Yes. Hashtag not all. Okay?
Hashtag not all. Okay. I'm not saying anything about black people. I'm just saying that some of them are not doing the best out there.
Get that out of the way.
Not all black people, but it's crazy.
And yes, there are people of all colors, shapes, and sizes that commit terrible acts.
Oh boy. Okay, all right. Despite making up only 10% of the population, you know, they commit a lot of crimes, people.
And deserve prison no differently.
Oh boy. my discourse is so fucking fucked, dude.
Than this particular group. But the fact of the matter is, according to the statistics, according to every reasonable person out there.
Okay, every reasonable person. Everything you're saying right now is like this is like the biggest red flag I've seen. Since that last guy who made big red flags, you know? Actually, the guy before that guy. Big correlation between the red flag community and you know, it's not good.
These people,
I would just prefer if he's just very racist. I feel like he's preambling being giga racist. Just be giga racist.
Hate you. They don't care about your life. They will take it over nothing. They will take it over simply feeling disrespected. They will take it over $7 in your wallet. They will take it for fun.
Okay, so here's why I think black people might hate you, Jeremy. I don't know what it is, but I think it's that what you're saying right now. I guys, when somebody gets online or starts getting look, nothing is really that simple, okay? The narrative of like the good guy versus the bad guy has been manipulated by people in power for centuries. It is not something that one group of people do, but it is what people do when they want to consolidate power. This is that. He's talking about the Italians.
It is a group of people that is continually protected by their own.
This would be really funny if he's talking about something completely different. This could go a completely different way.
Young, male, black offenders. Arguably super predators, representing about 5% of the entire United States population, yet representing the overwhelming majority of crimes in which people's lives are extinguished. I'm tired of pretending like
okay, I just gotta see where
this community isn't out of control. And our government needs to do something. What's the answer? Police. We need more police. And we need judges removed from their positions and held accountable for releasing these people. We need governors, leadership that isn't more interested in...
What's the thing that Hillary Clinton said? Bombs. Bomb them.
protecting the feelings of the criminal than the lives of the victims. This video will be full of irrefutable facts. So if places like you...
These two gay black dads would be so disappointed. I think I hate the educated racist much more than the ignorant racist. It's a lot funnier when the guy is just like, these N-words. But it gets a lot more irritating when the guy's like, I've read a study.
YouTube, take it down. You know where to find it.
It's the faux intellectualism, really.
My name's Jeremy Hambley. This is the Jeremy Hambley channel. It's a brand new channel. I hope that you'll subscribe right now because this is where I get off the fence.
This is where I get off the fence. Jeremy Hambley's done fence sitting, people. I wonder what's on those accounts. Dude, Charlie Kirk died and everybody's vying for his spot.
I wore a pantsuit today and my friend asked me why I am trying to cosplay as a Hillary Clinton.
Oh my god.
These people hate you.
These people hate you. Okay, guys, when somebody is like an entire race or class of people hate you, they are trying to make you get up in arms against them and get into like a fight. Okay? This is how people manipulate people into hating each other. All right? There is nothing fundamentally different between any people of race, okay? Period. End of conversation. When somebody is doing this, they're trying to distract you, okay? They're trying to make you get involved in an ideological conflict because they don't want to take the hits themselves. They want you to do it, okay? Jeremy is too chicken shit to sit fucking in the ground, okay, and fight people with his bare hands because he's getting his ass kicked, by the way, to be clear. Woke humanist Teasel. All right. Like, when you are doing this is exactly the kind of division that we're talking about. This is exactly the kind of division that is the reason Charlie Kirk is dead, by the way, okay? So this is doing no favors for his legacy, regardless of how problematic he could have been, right? All right? This is going to make more incidents happen, okay? On both sides. It doesn't matter where you lie politically. In fact, most of these people have wackadoo politics anyway. We'll see who cancels who. Can't believe this all started with Gamergate, man.
Young African-American men.
Woke liberal.
This woke liberal is saying this woke liberal, he keeps saying that you should love thy neighbor. Who is this guy? Is this Jesus guy? I think we should crucify him. I don't like how he's saying those things like you should, be nice to people. I don't like that. What's he doing beating people? What is that? Socialism, I say.
As a percentage.
U.S. population by race. Holy shit.
Black folks represent about 13% of the population. Everyone's heard that. But it's not black women that are taking lives. It's black men. Fact,
you could like nickel and dime on this shit as much as possible too, right? Because it's like I could turn around and be like, who makes up the overwhelming majority of mass shooters in America? And then pull up a page of nothing but white dudes, right? Like I could literally easily turn this around, right? And it's like, oh, where are all these violent crimes happening where black men are committing murders or something like that, right? Okay, and then if we look it up, we find out that it's predominantly black on black violence in black neighborhoods. It's almost like we need to have more social like services in order to keep these guys from reoffending or doing crimes or anything like that, right? It's not like these people are running into the suburbs and destroying your beautiful white family home, okay?
There are more black women than black men. So with 48% to 53%, I think
Jeremy's gonna break out the calipers. Dude, I literally watched Django Unchained yesterday, guys. I rewatched it yesterday. He's got this here's old Joe's skull. He takes a saw to old Joe's skull. Jeremy Hamley. Now, if we look here at the back of old Joe's skull, we see 3 distinct dimples. You know, I was thinking, we have so many of them on this plantation. Why don't they just kill us? Old Joe, he put a straight razor to my daddy's chin every day for 50 years. And I was thinking, if I was old Joe, I would have slit my daddy's throat. But if you look at the 3 dimples here on this N-word skull, we'll see that it's most related. What was it? What did he say? Most related to submission.
Safely say they represent less than half of the 13%, which means we're talking about 5 to 6% of the entire population.
This is crazy, dude. Holy shit.
Committing the
okay. To be clear, so I was in Joey's. We were at Joey's house, my brother Joey and I. Obviously, Joey was at his house with us, right? I'm being Calvin Candy right now, dude. Holy shit. But we were at Joey's house and we were watching The Surrounded, where it was like 1 liberal versus 20 far right people. And there was the guy who like comes to debate Mehdi Hassan, who is different than Hassan. He's like a journalist. And He's like, well, I guess he could say I'm a fascist. And then Benny Hassan's just like, I don't need to talk to you. I don't need to talk to you. He's like, oh, you're silencing me? He's like, no, you don't believe in free speech. If you say you're a fascist, that means you don't believe in free speech.
Overwhelming majority.
You gotta be Uncle Ruckus for the Halloween stream. Why do you guys just want me to do blackface for Halloween? It doesn't get less racist if I play the guy who's a cartoon caricature of a racist black person.
Majority of crimes in which lives are lost. The overwhelming majority of crimes.
Jeremy, I hope your absentee wife is flying out to get her box run through by a whole football team of darkskins. Add a cyanide bill to your garbage coffee and do us all favor, you failure.
Dude, Axe is he's fucking fuming right now.
In which great bodily harm are done. Just 5% of the population. And I'm not even talking about...
And like I said, I don't even think like this is just like you are producing this video and it is doing nothing but sowing discord and discontent for thy neighbor, right? There's nothing like, I assume Jeremy is a man of Christ, but I do not believe that Christ would encourage such language ever, right? It would be beyond terrible, okay? Like frankly, I am of the opinion that if Jeremy was pressed on it, I don't think he would be a free speech absolutist, which is a crazy position, but I know that's the one that he would like to take. But like, who the fuck? I don't even need to listen to this motherfucker. Like, this shit is ridiculous, right? He is just, look, at the end of the day, if you're a random person watching this video and you go to Jeremy for your news, you come away from this video thinking what, right? Because even when we watch a video, and I've said this on streams before, you have a nuanced message with complicated things, but it gets simplified to something simpler. Well, what do you think the message is that people would take away here? Oh, black people are bad and we should definitely get rid of them. That's what you'd take away from this. That's what you take away from this. You don't take away anything else. It doesn't matter how nuanced or how many statistics you provide. That is just it. All right. I can't say those things because God knows the YouTube would fucking snipe me for saying what I really want to say. But let me catch Jeremy on the street. Holy shit. But I don't need to fucking entertain this at all. This is ridiculous, dude. This is ridiculous. Holy shit. Oh my god. Listen, as a Canadian, we'll take NY and the rest of the Northeast. It's gonna be crazy once like America balkanizes, dude. That's crazy. Holy shit. I cannot believe that was that bad. I'm not even fucking listening to that. I'm not even fucking listening to that. I don't even need to acknowledge how like that is that ridiculous. I don't even need to listen to that shit. All right. I've met so many wonderful people of so many race, creeds, colors, and religions. I could not judge a stranger based on such surface level things. You know, I've met beautiful people across the world of many different varieties, wonderful people. All right. And to do such a thing, to sow such division is in my opinion, stands against the beautifulness that is America of democracy itself. Okay. It is fascistic. It is ridiculous. It is evil. All right. And if they started goose stepping down the street tomorrow, Jeremy would be there clapping his hands like a fat fucking seal. All right. Fucking Christ. This guy is actually a terrible human being. A terrible person. Holy fucking shit. Absolutely miserable. I knew it would be bad, but holy shit. It's not like it's your fault. Oh, shit. Fuck. I'm actually floored it was that bad. I am actually floored. But I'm gonna just send you over to Falgi now. Tell him that happened. Jesus.